evening, all. Welcome to Kicking Dust. Now, before we get going, I'm going to show you that I have loot. Lovely, precious loot. This all comes from, I think, the link that invites people to come play with me. It's like a recruitment link. If you are considering playing Dust, please come and click on this link. I need more people. I've already got quite a few, but I need more people because, you know, I need free stuff. Come on, if I get free stuff, I can go and lose it in a comical way. All you need to do is there's a link. It says to come play with us. Click here. If you're a new recruit and you want to play Dust, click on that. I think you get new gear and you get like recruit stuff as well, so certainly give it a go. It's well worth it. Right, what we're going to do today is actually talk around some of the new Uprising patch notes. So you're going to hear me scrolling like a mofo through them. If you're new to Eve, if you're new to this whole kind of patch note thing, you should get firstly quite aroused by patch day, because CCP in Eve certainly know what they're doing when it comes to patches. It's one of their fortes, I would say. And I think a lot of the issues that people have with the game, they will gradually fix in each patch. And I think you will become adept at reading patch notes and looking for really something that excites you. So I'd highly recommend you go and check them out. They're on the forum, and let's go through them. I think what I'm going to do is kind of cherry pick from them things that excite me. A lot of the new stuff like remove specializations, new loading screens really don't bother me that much. One thing that probably does is there is a major improvement to the login flow. Not exactly sure what a login flow is. Is it one of those rides you get at Disneyland, you know, with the flume? I don't know. Anyway, so your time to the Merc quarters, by the way, is reduced from 430 seconds to 130 seconds. So about 90 seconds you should be in your quarters. That's pretty cool because that is quite a long loading time. So let's just go through. I mean, lots of great improvements, all very good tweaks. I think there's some really good stuff. I think there's never been a better time to come play the game as well. I think they're making it a lot easier to get into the game. We had the master of SquadB, a lady called Trouble. She's just joined Dust, and I must admit she was saying, what the hell's this? How do I play it? Because it's not the easiest thing to kind of figure out with the modules and all that. But once you get it, it's obviously very simple. But I would say they're making it a bit easier for new players to come into the game. In terms of drop suits, there's quite a few changes to the drop suits. Nothing, I think, really to shout home about. I think the scout suit for the Mimitar is getting a bit of a boost in terms of its melee and Nova Knife damage. Let's have a look what else. It's all kind of good stuff. It's just balancing. It's those little tweaks that I think make life a lot easier. Now, what I did see that was actually very good is the new laser rifle iron sights. Fantastic, about bloody time. There is also an increased field of view for the laser rifle in ADS, I don't know what that is, so that it has less zoom, quote, in speech bubbles when it should be parentheses, but never mind. The new Planetary assault rifle iron sight, so I think they're just giving everything a bit of a tweak, which is great. Modified Nova Knife to do charge-based damage, allowing instant attacks, that's fantastic. This is all good stuff. It's all fantastic tweaks of the nipples that everybody loves. Did I say nipples? I meant the game. New jumping animation when in scope, that's all very good. So yeah, lots of good stuff. I think there's some really nice updated recall for Galactic shotgun. What is that? What is that, CCP? Do not fuck with the shotgun, please. Anyway, let's see what else we have. So going to controls, completely tuned. No, nothing too interesting there. Added new multi-box functions. Don't know what that is. New control schemes, infantry, duty calls, battleground. These are all lovely. Just the other side of litigation. But again, if you haven't looked, there are different infantry. There are different control schemes that really just, if you're used to, Call of Duty or Battlefield 29, then, you can get used to the controllers. Very simple, very similar to that. Okay. Let's have a look at what else. I think generally there's going to be a few kind of tweaks. Obviously, the commando suit. So, and I'm just going to coin the meme right now. I am going commando. Yeah, I think that's not gonna be funny. I think 2 seconds after I said it, that is no longer funny. If anybody says that, it's done. It's like Harlem Shake videos now. You missed it. So if you go commando, then you're basically going to have a suit which on paper looks an absolute pile of shit. Yet when you actually look at it, it's an absolute pile of shit because basically it's got 2 light weapon slots. So I think tankers are already kind of, emoing all the way to the emo bank, saying, well, somebody's just going to run, 2 swarm launchers. Somebody's just going to run oh, God knows what. But is that a bad thing? I think it's a good thing. I think if people, are going to risk using a relatively, poor suit to get a shot on you, then I would say actually, props to them. I think that's pretty cool. I probably would have done it differently. I'd have maybe not given them 2 light weapon slots. I would have made an anti-tank fit, which maybe just had 100% bonus to swarms. Something like that. Maybe a heavy suit that has 100% damage increase to forge guns, because a forge gun will kill any infantry with 1 shot anyway, militia or what. So just make that maybe a ramp up. I would have done that, but again, I think people are kind of maybe thinking that this could be an assault rifle carrying shotgunner. Do you know what I mean? It could be something like that. I think either way, it's good stuff. It's nice to have new suits. I think it's a really nice, thing. I think actually it's going to be pretty cool. So let's look at vehicles. Added new vehicle role. Nothing too interesting there. Forward firing turret on assault dropship. WTF is that? CCP, LOL, TBH. That looks pretty interesting. Don't know what that will be, but let's hope that's pretty awesome. New lab physics model. Now, again, I've been told by the illustrious dudes of Darkstar Army that any damage you inflict to a suit, so if you run some dude over, that damage is returned to you. Okay, so basically, if you knock down a heavy, there is a risk that heavy will actually be such a fat bastard that it will kill your truck, which is kind of cool, because I always think if you're going to hit something that could weigh half a ton in moving mechanoid suit thing, then it should kind of maybe at least do a little bit of a graze to your scout LAV. So let's see how that comes in. I think that's a good change, I really do. Although I did enjoy murder taxes, and as a scout I rarely had any issues with them, but how many people play scout really? I think that's kind of the issue. So I think I can see why they've probably done that. I think that's not a bad thing. They've added simple things that to do a video maker like me I really love. The thing, added camera shake when heavy vehicles drive by. How awesome is that? So a big tank rumbles by, you get that feeling of it. Now again, I have done some PlanetSide 2 footage. I know, don't be mad, but I have, and I'll release it soon. But I guarantee you won't get much enjoyment from it, because all you'll hear in the background is the snores of the whole squad asleep, because it's such a boring game. And I think this is where they have fallen down. They have not made vehicles feel solid or worth anything. Whereas in this game, I think tanks feel there's a passion, there's a fear, there's a, oh my god, I'm going to lose my tank, no, and that's important. Okay. So all dropships will now trigger emergency crew bay light when entering a crash. Love it. I absolutely love it. Awuga, we're going down. Surely you can't be serious. I am, and don't call me Shirley. This is all good stuff, and I think again, there's so much here to talk about. I think those are really good improvements. I think go and read the dev blog and you'll see what I mean. Let's have a look at what else. So we've optimized client GPU performance. Now for the nerds amongst you and the people who will kind of scratch your neck beards and say, oh yes, that's a good change, I gather that's good, because I think, and that with the optimizing of texture streaming speed means that it's a bit better, and then increased display resolution for video makers. Thank you, CCP. That's a big deal. So exciting stuff. What I would like to see is perhaps video spectator mode, so you could do some pretty awesome machinimas. It's not there currently. You'd have to find a way to remove your gun and all that bollocks. So that may be something in the near future would be pretty awesome to do. It probably only benefits me, and a few others. So CCP, get on it and make that a priority, please. I'm joking. But there's some really good stuff. So I think, let me just scroll back up. I think, yeah, it's worth a look. I think there's a lot of good stuff coming through. And again, I would stress, I think a lot of people, there's been a lot of shit talking about CCP in the game. We've seen people kind of steadily maybe leaving or not logging on. And that's kind of to be expected, and I think it's these regular tweaks that they'll do that will really start to, I think, you'll see the kind of bouncing of players. So as they release a patch, people log on more, then it'll start to decay again, then they'll do another patch and it'll log on. And I think if they keep doing that, they're onto a winner, because I still say this is one of the finest games out there for combat. I know a lot of people are you're really quite angry at the screen and you're shaking your fist right now saying Battlefield's better or PlanetSide 2 is amazing. Well, for you maybe, but not for me. I think there's that to me that it's just that simple fact of when you meet someone in a really expensive suit, and both of you have got expensive suits. Before you engage, there's almost like you make eye contact with them, and there's this collective nod between you that says, "This is going to cost one of us a lot of ISK," and I love that. I think that is there's something really enjoyable about that whole experience. And then when I've killed him, because I always win, I'm joking. When I've killed a dude or when he's killed me, you actually sit back and think, "Damn," or you think, "Oh, thank God." And again, I would stress that doesn't exist many other places. And I think it's just by the fact that there is an economy in here. So I think, that does give this weight. But anyway, you make your own mind up. I'll show some of the PlanetSide 2 footage very soon. And I think for a number of you will be quite impressed by it, but I think you'll also be a bit disappointed, I think, as well. But anyway, we'll have a look. But I think certainly when it comes to this patch, I think there's a lot of good stuff coming. Reduced damage and max range of the HMG. Ha, about time. Let's see. Modified. No, I've talked about the Nova Knife 1. Interesting about the laser rifle. I am trying to get back into laser rifle, I do miss using my wonderful laser pointer. So I'm going to give that another go. And hopefully they're not so bad anymore. Let's see what we have. I think that's kind of it. So I think I'd recommend go and have a look. I think you're certainly going to be pleased, I think, with a lot of the changes. I don't think they're really kind of nerf batting anything. I think everything kind of seems to be getting a bit of a buff or a bit of a tune down. Flaylocks are still terrible. Don't use them. And yes, I used a Flaylock in this video. Sue me. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Just a quick shout out again, as always. SquadB.com is up. Go and have a look. Click on some adverts and see what you think. We've got Twitter.com, Pyrex. I am tweeting quite a lot now, although I'm still making an absolute arse of it. So come laugh at me trying to tweet like a complete noob. At Pyrex. Come follow me. And then finally, like.squadb. Come like us. And we'll be eternally grateful and love you forever. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.